Hey everyone, welcome back to Shop Life. It's been exactly a year, almost a year. We're headed back to SEMA. It's SEMA 2018. We're excited as always. And yeah, usually we leave at night. We get there like before it even starts because we usually have the exhibitor pass, so we can go about an hour early before everybody else. But this time we actually have a couple of things planned. So a couple of companies contacted us. They wanted us to go stop by their booths, whatever, and talk to them. So we're actually going to a press conference at 2, so we have to be there by 2. And we got my boy with us. We gotta drop him off at like the boarding people or whatever, and we have to get there a little bit earlier. So right now it's about 7:20ish.
And I am about to go to sleep because I didn't sleep all night. I wrote a 10-page paper.
Yeah, I slept for like 3 hours, and then we've been working. Mariah Carey got a new song. It's on Spotify. Oh damn, okay Mariah. So this is the next day. We did a lot of filming at SEMA, the actual SEMA show itself, but we're gonna put that on my main channel because I just want to do a full video on the whole SEMA experience, just to show, like, you know, what it's like when you're actually there, even before all the crowds are there. Since we had the exhibitor pass, we were able to get a lot of good shots before everybody started rushing in. So that's gonna be on my main channel. Make sure you go check that out. But here, right now, we're at a show that a lot of people don't really talk about as much. It's the AAPEX, or it might just be Apex, but it's spelled with 2 A's. So we're at the AAPEX show. This is more like hard parts, so it's like not really performance and stuff like that, but like the original parts. There's a few cool things here as well, and it's just cool to see as something different. A lot of people don't really talk about it as much, so we're actually gonna, you know, just show some stuff that's over here that's kind of cool as well, and take you guys along with us. So this one's actually at a different location. The AAPEX show is part of SEMA. It's the same company that's handling both, I'm guessing, but it's a little bit further out. It's at the Sands Expo, and the SEMA show is at the convention center. So this is pretty much on the other end. So right now we're here. We just parked in the garage. At least over here it's free parking, and we're in a parking garage. So let's go and go check everything out. Maybe get some free air fresheners. I know they gave out a lot of stuff last year, so we'll see what happens this year. Let's go.
We're lost.
Yeah, that's it.
All back fast.
Came in from right there.
And we are in.
So as you guys can see, there's a lot more hard parts like pulleys, tensioners, belts, oil filters. So this is like more like, you know, maintenance and all that. Batteries. Here's row. That's where we get all our coolant and stuff.
Right.
We need one of these liquid Molly little stations at the shop. No way.
That's crazy.
No way. They didn't got the waters going on the terminal, so I don't. I mean, yeah, that's still pretty cool. We need some of these.
No pictures, please. Oh.
And you sell trees there? Or?
No, we do mostly maintenance work, but we have a bunch of cars that we use. Here's the new daily.
Imagine.
Oh my god. Imagine just driving this on the street. It'd be awesome.
That is so cool.
How you doing? Alright, so those were some snippets of the whole AAPEX show. There are a lot of spots where they told us that we can't film, which I don't understand because, I mean, all those products are available to buy anyways. There are certain sections where it's like only new products, so new product showcase, where you can't have your phone out, you can't have a camera or anything like that. But for the most part, it was pretty fun. We got a couple of bags and some goodies. We got some mints from Man Hummel. You know, or this is like pretty much all the oil filters that BMW uses. And there's actually, I believe their headquarters or maybe just their manufacturing plant is in South Carolina. It's very close to that BMW plant in Greer, however you say it. But yeah, so that's about it for the AAPEX show. We got to see pretty much everything we wanted to see. And now we've got a couple of appointments at the SEMA show. I think we're meeting McGuire's. No, we're meeting Prestone first. And then we're going to meet McGuire's and some other companies. But for now, we're just going to go grab some lunch. And then we have to head over there, find parking, and then walk from the parking to the show, which that alone takes about 30 minutes. And we got to be there by, I think, 3, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
3 o'clock. All right, let's go. We got some mints. Our breath's not going to stink no more. When we talking to all these executives.
That don't take you seriously.
They really don't. See, here's the thing. All right, this time, last year for sure, people didn't, like, nobody even approached us, all right? This year, I kind of grew my beard out a little bit more. It's a little bit fuller. Makes me look a little bit older. Well, what I've been doing differently. So last year, I didn't really approach that many people. You know, whatever I was talking about or if I wanted to see something, I didn't really approach them. Which that was probably my fault too. This year, I've been approaching a lot more people and just finding whoever's open. I don't care if they're the head of anything or not. I'm just approaching whoever and just talking to them. And, you know, once we start talking, the first few minutes, they're like, you know, they don't take me serious at all. But once I start talking to them and they realize I actually know what I'm talking about and I'm actually, you know, somewhat have some kind of an importance in the world, then then they start taking me serious. Then they're like, oh, okay, let's get your information, give us like, you know, your business card or whatever. We'll have a representative get in touch with you and all this. And I usually don't mention the whole YouTube thing until after because I don't want to just be like, you know, just trying to get all my fame or whatever, just using that to get whatever.
Yeah, just using social media as like, you know.
Yeah.
Because no, but like it's true. Like once you say YouTube, like their whole mood changes. It's like, changes. Oh snap, like that could be good marketing. It's just crazy.
So
but
I mean,
that, you know, that's business, you know.
I mean, I don't want to just give all the credit to, you know, we just hit the lottery on YouTube overnight, which that's not been the case. I mean, we've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort to even get the YouTube to where it's at today. So I mean, it's still, either way, we've spent a lot of time and work, and we just want to, you know, make sure that some of that time and effort is paying off. Good outlook on life. Don't wait for it to happen, make it happen. All right, let's go get some food.
Do you want to tell them who you met?
So I met Mike Finnegan from Roadkill, amazing. Also met Michael Pennington from McGuire's. I'm sure a lot of you guys know him if you guys are into detailing at all. We actually had a meeting with him. That was actually really, really cool. Yeah, that was awesome.
And also I'm at
the owner of Adam's Polishes, Adam Pitali, and we actually spoke with him for quite a bit.
Yeah,
well.
he was very humble.
Really, very
like
humble.
wow.
I mean, everybody that we met, like, I mean,
he was so nice. Like I don't know how to explain it.
And funny thing, he's going to Charlotte, North Carolina next week, or a couple of days.
Yeah, in a couple of days.
In a couple of days, so to go work with Hendrick or something. And Hendrick, I'm sure if you guys are from the East Coast, you guys know all about Hendrick. They're into racing, but they have a lot of car dealerships back on the East Coast as well. But it was definitely a great time. I'm glad I got to meet Mike Finnegan. We just ran into him out of nowhere.
He was
really
like
cool.
fangirling.
Yeah, I was.
He was like, "You made me want to build cars."
Shut up, I like that. But he's from the East Coast too. He's from Georgia, right next to North Carolina, and well, not North Carolina, South Carolina, right next to South Carolina, close enough. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's cool to meet people like that, and he doesn't know who I am at all. One day, hopefully, he will. But that's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep.
Man.
Now, what are we doing?
Now we're gonna fix the wagon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right. So yesterday, right in this parking lot, while we were entering, it actually happened yesterday. Entering. So yesterday, we should drive while we're doing this. First of all, because all
right. Well, we'll tell you later.
Okay, yeah. We'll leave them on a cliffhanger.
Ooh.
Okay, picked up a jack from Harbor Freight. Now we're about to go to Home Depot, get a washer, and we're gonna work in the Home Depot parking lot.
You haven't told them what happened yet, so we'll tell y'all later. No.
Well, the shock popped off pretty much. We're just driving with no shock in fact right now. Sketchy. But we're doing it. Alright, so this is exactly what happened. We were pulling into the SEMA parking whatever area, and there was like a little dip. And I didn't have a choice to I could have slowed down a little bit. I did slow down a little bit. The dip didn't look that bad. It didn't even feel that bad.
Yeah, you did brake.
But we were going at an angle. So while I was going at the angle, we made the first, front went through, it felt okay, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was like a little bit of a dip. But the back, when it went, we heard like a loud thud, like a plop, plop, plop. And then after that, it was just like, some felt like it was loose back there. And then we were just like, we're in a rush, we had a meeting, so we had to get into SEMA as quickly as possible. So we just parked, and then we left. And when we got back, we were still hearing it. So I was like, maybe just something loose there. I pull over on the side of the road, and this is what we see. Show them. So tell me what's wrong right there, if anybody can see it. As you can see, the bolt is still hooked up. So the bolt is still there. What happened is the actual bushing part of that lower shock mount just popped right out. And usually, whenever you replace the shocks, usually they actually come with a washer. This one didn't come with a washer when we put them on, so I thought, it should be all right. And it has been. I mean, we've driven like almost 20,000 miles. Yeah, we drove to North Carolina and back, and I mean, we've driven everywhere else, and we drive in LA. Those roads are horrible, and nothing's ever happened. So, I would guess it's just our bad luck that shit likes to happen to us, even when we do things right. But what I'm gonna do right now, I would have another shock if I need to replace it. We picked it up at AutoZone, some Gabriel, like 50 bucks. But for right now, we just got a jack, and I bought a washer from Home Depot. So the washer that should be there. So we're just gonna take the bolt off, try to put the washer on the back of the shock, and try to bolt it back in, and hopefully that pushes right back in. So I guess everything happens for a reason. God was just telling me that I need a new jack. So.
Is it telling you you need a new daily too?
I know, right? We can never have a daily.
Oh no, you gotta tell them all about all the bad luck that's been happening to the wagon lately.
So, wagon, somehow the back window, that back quarter glass, someone or something busted it. We don't know when. Well, we do know when. We don't know what happened to it. And the thing is, that quarter window is the hardest to find. You can't find the left side quarter window. There's only one in the country right now through the dealership. Everywhere else you have to find it used. All the salvage yards, they tell you, hey, you gotta have a glass person come out here and get it pulled off and all that. You know what? I was like, I own a shop, so that's all I said. I didn't tell them if I owned a glass shop, auto glass, whatever, and I just went and pulled it off myself. That's the first time I've ever pulled off any type of glass. And we found that like right before we came to SEMA, and they charged me like $100 even for me to pull it off, and I had to drive like an hour and something to go get it. But I put it back on, we drove here, everything seems fine, and that's probably why the car's so dirty, because we haven't washed it, since the glass has been broken for like 2-3 weeks. All right, enough rambling, we gotta get this done.
No, the battery.
Oh yeah. And then So the battery on here was actually pretty new. It was not like, you know, old or anything. And somehow the battery decided to take a shit too. So every time it would just...
What? Yes. Where do you come up with this?
What, these terms?
These terms, like you don't talk like that in real life.
What you mean? Yes I do.
No you don't.
To a certain extent. Not with you, but with my homies.
You have no homies.
Shut up. I got homies back home. That's why they're homies.
Shut up.
Alright, we gotta get this shit done. We gotta get back to the shop. We got work to do.
Yep.
We can talk in the car. People about to give me shit for not putting it on a jack stand. But the tire's staying on. We're not taking the tire off.
I guess they came in handy.
Yep. Holy shit. That's right, I'm stronger than a mother.
Oh my. You got it?
Yeah.
I guess those noodle arms do work.
Shut up.
We need new tires too. The Home Depot.
Can you grab me that washer? Oh shit, the shock mount's torn too.
What?
The shock mount is torn. Damn it. Ow. Alright, so I fixed it temporarily. What I ended up doing, I went and bought this bolt from Home Depot. Put the one washer on one side, put the little bushing, whatever metal part that goes in the middle, put that in, put another washer, another nut, screwed it in, got it in there as much as I could. Then I put the normal bolt with the bigger washer and tightened it onto the actual hub. Take a look. And don't worry, the shock's getting replaced. This is just so we can make it back home. Alright, so we just made it back to the shop. The wagon did perfectly fine, no issues there. We are going to be replacing most of the suspension eventually anyways, so we're not too worried about that shock mount or anything like that. But also, if you do want to see all of the SEMA footage that we got, make sure you go check it out on my main channel at Shop Life TV. We should probably already have that video up before this one goes up, so make sure you go check that out. Anyways, stay tuned for more vlogs and more videos. Make sure you go subscribe and follow us on all of our social media, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
No beamer when I pull in the sun. Change on me just like Polo the Don. Don't be fronting, girl, you know I'm the one. Number two is not an option and they know they can't stop me. Take off, I can't take no breaks off. I've been working